it's okay. So guys, this is my friend Jeff. Well, you got a lot of sun. Jeff is a friend. Jeff is a friend from online. Come out of the audience. You've been watching for like 3 years.
3 years.
Do you remember your first video?
My first video was the first.
You were telling me about this.
You had lost a friend to.
Yeah, my friend committed suicide.
Is it heroin?
No, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
I thought it had something to do with. I thought it had something to do with heroin, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that was the first video I saw, and I think you were crying, and I'm a sucker for everyone crying. As you see, obviously seen today.
We just called his mother. His mother was crying. Yeah.
So my experience here has been a double-edged sword, I guess you would say. It's very beautiful here. It's wonderful, but
wait, let me show them the view. It's beautiful here. This is the Airbnb where Jeff is staying. Pretty sweet view. So, it's beautiful, but as the title of the video suggests, it's not paradise, and I think that's something we were talking about. It's kind of like important that people know that, like, actually, you know what, you're right. You're right, move the table. Whoa. It's like...
chamomile tea.
Like, I think some people have this illusion in their mind that, you know, coming to Hummingbird Valley is going to be this, like, experience of paradise where life is just perfect and everything is perfect. A lot of times people see my videos and they say, oh, you have such a perfect life. It seems so chill there. And so that's, like, the illusion. So, like, what was your reality? What has been your reality of Hummingbird Valley so far?
My experience has been, okay, like I said, it's been a double-edged sword, and we'll get to the reason why it's been a double-edged sword in a second. Everybody at Kern has been amazing. Carrie Tom was great. Everybody at the farm has been just awesome. Erica, but I got robbed last night. I had a few drinks at the bar at the farm, and I got robbed at Machete Point last night, and yeah. And they got my license, they got some of my credit cards, some cash, they got my phone. So it's been quite the adventure.
Yeah.
They didn't get my passport, luckily, so, and I also brought my birth certificate as backup, and I'm not worried about getting out of here. Eric has been very helpful with that too. You know, there are methods of getting payment, so I'm not, I came overly prepared. Just in case something.
Did you bring toilet paper?
I didn't. There's actually toilet paper.
Someone, I can't remember. I think Roger, when he came, he brought his own toilet paper. Oh, but look what he did bring. We have so many dog treats for the kids. Stella's like, you said what?
Hold on. She loves
Oh, bye, Capnu. I don't think you want to be here. I don't think you want to be here.
Yeah,
do we have any gatekeepers in the house? Can you get this guy Capnu out of here? I can't. See, I can't. Why do they say can't hear you? You might have to speak up. Wait.
Yeah, I have a very low voice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was sitting across from the farm. Okay. If we have any gatekeepers in the house, can you get this guy Capnu who's spamming the what's-its? So. You wish you could, Tanya, I wish you could live where y'all are. Yeah, I think that's one thing that's important to understand about, living here in Guatemala. It's so beautiful, and yet, like, and you see from my channel, like, there are a lot of challenges. Like, you got here and, like, the power was out for 2 days.
The power was out for like 2
days.
days.
The road was under construction.
Yep,
the tuk-tuks won't get here, like, and then you get robbed. I feel like this has been such an exercise for you.
I know, okay, I'm going to start over because I have a very low voice. Just naturally. So I'm gonna try and speak up. Okay. Everything's been great here. Everyone at Kern has been amazing. Everybody at the farm has been absolutely amazing. But I also got robbed at Machete Point, and so they got my license, they got my credit cards, they got my phone. They got like 200 in cash US and like 900 quetzals, but like backup after backup after backup, you know, I'm not worried about getting out of here, and everybody's been very helpful, and Eric has been extremely helpful.
We just called his mother.
I just talked to my mother. So the police, they're kind of useless, honestly. I had Life 360 on my phone. We can track it, but pinpoint it, but we can't really pinpoint it.
And you had an adventure today. You actually like went down with one of the guys from the farm and the police.
Yeah.
And like went into the village.
I went to the village. And,
what was it like actually going into the village for you?
Just, I mean, you see the beauty here, but you obviously, I mean, the poverty is just, I mean, just unbelievable poverty.
Yeah.
Count your blessings. Count your blessings. Count your blessings, because and getting robbed obviously is you know, a symptom of that poverty. So
yeah, I think that's something that is
we put out
important.
a reward of 2,000 quetzals. So hopefully, you know, hopefully I get my stuff back. If not, then I got a lot of work to do when I get back to the States. But,
and the important thing is, like, you didn't get hurt. Like,
no, I didn't get hurt. Like I said, I just being foolish. I was told not to, you know, go walking around at night, and I did. So
don't want to say I told you so.
No. You know,
no. I mean,
nobody to blame but myself.
I think that's important to understand. It's like we have to be mindful wherever we are in the world. You know, if you go to a bar and then you're walking around at night, especially in like, you know, neighborhood that you're maybe not most familiar with, you know, you're putting yourself at risk. So we have to be like really mindful of these things. And, you know, I hope it's a good learning experience, and I hope that we can use this experience to really dispel any myths out there that, you know, coming here is going to be some sort of like paradise. Someone was messaging me saying that I'm ready to come to Hummingbird Valley for my dream vacation. And I just want to clarify, Hummingbird Valley is not actually a really great place for tourists to come. Like, there are not a lot of restaurants. Like, it's not like, it's like, this is a great place to like live long term, and there's a great community and to like really get deep in. Like, you see all the people at the farm and all the different people with their land projects and people building, and there's like a small village of people. But it's not like the best place to come in just as like a tourist, you know. So there are other places that would be better, like San Marcos or Santa Cruz or San Pedro. But Sununan, Hummingbird Valley is like, please don't come here. You know? No, when I do the retreat, that's I think why the retreat is also special, because like I create the container and plan the events and take you places and make sure you're safe. But it's much different if you're on your own.
I would say lots of gringos, safety in numbers, you know, that sort of thing. And which is great, you know, that the farm in Corona is here. But like, I mean, it's a learning experience. Yeah. And I'm glad I have the means to be able to escape the situation.
To escape it, but also to like benefit from it. Like, how do you think you could benefit from this experience?
Just not walk around at night. Not
Okay.
Not getting a.
Be more mindful.
Maybe a little less Jamesons. I don't know.
that might have something to do with it. That might, you know. I said this in my book, you know. I think there's literally a line in my book. If you get drunk and walk around at night, it doesn't matter where you are, trouble will find you. You know, so I think that you know, not that sobriety is for everybody, but you know, it's just being mindful that, you know, when you do drink, you are changing your ability to be aware. You are changing your ability to protect yourself and have strong boundaries, and you know, it changes things, you know. So yeah, so I'm glad you're not hurt, and I'm glad that I'm glad that you're not hurt, and I just feel like your experience here in Guatemala with all these like things kind of not going as planned has really just been this exercise of like, okay, can you find your joy? Can you appreciate and can you enjoy this experience in spite of all these setbacks?
I got some amazing drone shots. Just amazing drone shots. I mean, you can friend request me. I put a lot of stuff up on Facebook from here.
Tammy says she likes your tie-dye shirt.
Thank you.
We had a conversation. Tell us about Tell us about this.
This shirt was made by a guy named Justin Differ, and if you really want to get quality tie dyes, you have to go to the artists. And again, I have a low voice, but you really have to go to the artists if you want to get good art. If you really want to get good tie dyes, same thing. You need to go to the artist. But this is made by a guy named Justin Differ, and I'm actually really lucky I got it because he really won't even sell shirts anymore. He pretty much will send you to Instagram to do an auction on the shirts, and some of his shirts have gone for like $1,400, and I'm not kidding. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I would never pay that much for them. I paid $70 for the shirt, and some people would be like, "Oh, that's crazy." You know what I mean? I love the shirt.
So I'm seeing
I have like a huge tie dye collection.
Cool. Sarah, you said you plan on visiting San Marcos. Yeah, San Marcos is a better tourist town. Like you went to San Marcos. Did you go to San Marcos? Yeah, you did. I saw drone shots on the lake. What did you think about San Marcos?
San Marcos is great. Circles Cafe is great. I had a great time at Circles. Yeah, very hippie vibe. You know, it's a good place.
A lot more hotels, a lot more restaurants. That's not like Sununa. Hummingbird Valley.
I did have. I tell you, probably one of the biggest. Okay. One of the biggest issues I had here was I went to San Marcos to go to the ATM, and the ATM was down. And said, "Oh, we'll come back in half an hour." Come back in half an hour. Nothing. I left. Come back like an hour later. Nothing. And it's like, okay. So I'm like, well, I got to get some money. So I hopped on the boat and went to San Pedro, and so I'm like, okay, well, they got the ATM, but they got the bank right there too. So I said, I'll just go to the bank, right? No problem, right? I had like 250, 220s, and a $50 bill. And so I got to the bank, and I spent like half the day at the bank just trying to change in a $50 bill. They wouldn't take the 20s. They wouldn't take the $20 bills. It's a bank. You would think that it would be pretty simple to change money.
Yeah.
So I ended up, I changed that 50 in, and then I went down to the only I think it's the only ATM in San Pedro. I don't know.
Oh, there are a ton of ATMs in San Pedro.
Oh, there's the one closest to the dock. And,
there's like 3 right there. People really love your shirt.
Thank you very much.
I call it the cosmic vagina.
The cosmic vagina.
Show them your cosmic vagina. I love it.
Sucks you in. Sucks you in.
That's amazing. Lotus says she loves your drone shots. Will you get one of El Fuego?
What's up?
If you go to Antigua, because now Jeff is considering like how he's going to handle the rest of his trip without a phone and without if you go to Antigua, you can do volcano hikes. El Fuego is actually I think it's which one? It's like one of the volcanoes. I think maybe over there. You can see it if you come out here early in the morning. You can see it erupting in the distance, and it's like a really far distance. I think this
is the Ring of Fire. This area is the Ring of Fire.
What is that?
The Ring of Fire. It's like,
it's not a term for hemorrhoids.
No, the.
They use that Johnny Cash song for the hemorrhoid.
The Ring of Fire is a ring of volcanoes. This is part of the Ring of Fire. Yeah. That's where
there's a cream for that,
Yeah, there's a cream.
Oh my god. So, here, let's show them the view.
This Airbnb is great.
Yeah, this is such a beautiful. Yeah, so Jeff got an Airbnb here in Sununa, and I actually, it's cool. It's great. I just don't think people should stay in Sununa. Don't come to Sununa. That's my message. No, come to Sununa, but just understand that it's kind of like the Wild West out here, and it's not an ideal paradise.
Even though I got robbed, I would still come back.
Really? Yeah. Nice.
Because it's just be more mindful, I guess. Speaking to myself specifically.
When I first got here, I was in this state of like, oh wow, I've arrived in paradise, right? Like, oh, everything's perfect. Like, oh, and I was kind of walking around with these stars in my eyes, I wasn't really aware of the situation. And I got into a tuk-tuk. I was in San Marcos, and a local guy who was sitting next to me, he reached out and he grabbed my ass, and I was like, what? And in that moment, this illusion of this perfect place I was in just was completely shattered, and I was actually really grateful for that experience, because it was a wake up call to realize, wait, like, become aware, like wake up, don't take things for granted, don't just assume that you're safe because you're in this like beautiful place. Now, I don't think that, like, I feel safe living here. I feel safe as a woman living alone, but also I get home before dark. I don't drink. I don't hang out with people who...
I don't drink much, but, like, I was just bored. I was at the farm, I was bored, and I said, oh, I'll just not
It makes sense. It makes sense. So exactly, Kathy. It's a lesson learned.
Sorry, my forehead is so red. I have a hat.
You got in a lot of sun.
Yeah, I guess I did.
And you've actually been doing some great stuff. You've been like going out and you went to the waterfall. His drone shots are amazing. So I'm really hoping tomorrow morning we're gonna go see my land, and hopefully Jeff is gonna be able to take some drone shots. Thankfully they didn't steal your drone.
No, they didn't get my drone. No.
That would have sucked. Oh, you know, I was gonna tell you, Jeff, I don't think we should walk around with your drone. But you didn't. So good.
Yeah.
We should probably test that before we go. So. Yeah,
we will. We'll test it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, if you want a friend request me, then a lot of those drone shots are on my page. So.
Lotus asked, would you jump off the cliff that I jumped off when Caleb was in town? The nature reserve in San Marcos?
It's like a 100-foot drop?
It's a scary ass drop.
I mean, I've jumped 30 feet off a rock before. It doesn't bother me. I guess, the reason why I wouldn't do it is because the lake is nasty.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to jump in.
It's very pretty to look at from a distance.
I know that and which is why Jenna's work is so important.
Ooh, Jenna, for those of you who don't know, Water for Life.
Water for Life.
Yeah.
Her work is so important because everything gets flushed right down into the lake.
And that's why everyone has been getting sick, because with the rains it washes all that shit down to the lake. So I think that's also a good point. Coming here firsthand, you're seeing why these initiatives that we're talking about, Water for Life, the dog clinics. Can you speak anything about why, like, from your own firsthand experience, seeing the dogs here?
Oh, the dogs are crazy here, and it's
You can tell them. Do it.
Man, I'm an animal lover. I'm sure a lot of people on here are animal lovers, but these dogs are ferocious. Can be ferocious at times, and I would never ever throw a rock at a dog. I never have. I never will. But they do down here all the time. They throw rocks at dogs. And all you really have to do is just reach down and act like you're going to pick up you just give them a stern look in the face and reach down like you're going to grab a rock, and they'll bolt usually. So from my experience.
Yeah. And there's so
in
many.
The beginning when I first got here, these things right here, defense mechanism for keeping the dogs away. But I want to save these for Stella.
Yeah, these are for kids. These are for kids. Are they rabid? Lotus, I don't know about rabies. I know that there was an effort to go through. There was a time when there were some dogs with red collars, and those were the dogs that had gotten rabies shots. But I want to say that's why, it's so important that we do this work with the clinics to sterilize the animals to control the population, because it's a big deal to have a bunch of wild, feral dogs who are at times aggressive. Because that just... And that's what people don't... It's like people ask me, like, oh, are you going to get Violet, the mother of the puppies, spayed? Like, I would love to, but she is a feral, wild dog who will bite me in the face if I try to, like, take her, So it's not so easy. There's a lot of complexity to the situation, But you see firsthand the need for these initiatives that we're doing, and also, like, poverty and, like, the integral heart family, and why it's so important to give these kids, like, the opportunity to have education. And what you were saying, is there a way for them to climb out, like in the United States? There's a way for you to climb out of poverty.
I have my cousin's husband. He we don't. I don't want to say we don't really get along that well, but I have the utmost respect for what he's done, because he came up with, he had nothing growing up. He lived basically in a shack in the woods in Maine. And then he went to Phillips Exeter, and then he went on to Dartmouth and got a business degree, and then he worked for Fidelity for a little while, and then they paid for him to go back to school. So he went to Harvard for 4 years and got his master's, and now he's been a CEO for I don't know how many years, and he's worth like 70 million, and he's really done. He's yeah. So I mean, but whereas in America we have those opportunities, down here they don't.
Well, the only thing
There is really no way out of the gutter for some of these people.
Yes, and that's why the Integral Heart is so important, because they're providing the education and the opportunity for these kids that you see here. Not here, the kids are close to Antigua, but it's like the key is the education. Yeah. The key is the education, like your cousin.
Yep.
The key was the education for him. So it's like, it's not necessarily giving handouts. It's finding a way to educate and empower people, both like with the education, but also with the economic opportunities, because that's what creates the degradation of the environment. It's because people are just trying to just get by. That's what makes the violence, because people are just trying to get by. If people...
Eric will be doing a fundraiser to help him replace the
No. I'm not. No. Jeff is facing the consequences of his choices, drinking and going out late at night. I am not going to rescue him from the consequences of his choices. I'm going to support him to get home safely, but I'm not going to... This is for you to learn from. So yeah, it's like with the puppy. The puppy was crying. I'm trying to get up the step, and it's just like, I'm not going to pick the puppy up, because if I pick the puppy up, how is he going to learn? He's got to figure it out. He's got to pull himself up in order to learn, and then he's empowered. So.
I think something else that really bothers me here is the consumerization. There's a lot of trash everywhere, but a lot of that comes from America and commercial. You know what I mean? Like
all of this plastic you see, like this is something that happened in the last 20 years. Like this is a new phenomenon.
And man, there's a lot of trash around here. A lot of trash everywhere. It's like Florida. Sure, there's nice places, but it's because people keep them that way. You know what I mean? But if you go out on the interstate in Florida, there's a lot of trash there too. But there's a lot of trash here, a lot of trash everywhere. But and it's just sad to see. It really is.
Yeah. So I guess the moral of the story is, Hummingbird Valley is not a paradise. So don't have that illusion. Don't come here with that expectation that life here is perfect, because it's not. It's okay, it has challenges, it has things that are beautiful and wonderful, just like any other place. And wherever we go, there we are. We have to be mindful, we have to be aware, we have to take responsibility for ourselves, we have to have the eyes to see around us, and that includes, both the risks, but also the opportunities to help others, the opportunity to help the animals, the opportunity to help the children, the opportunity to help the land, picking up trash, contributing to the clinic, helping the kids of the Integral Heart family, providing education. So it's like wherever you go, there you are. And this is also something that I think sometimes people, especially when they're in a place in their life when they're struggling, there can be this idea that, if I just get over there, everything will be better. If I just change the city, the grass is always green over there. If I can just get to Guatemala, or if I can just move to Texas, or if I can just move out of Texas, then my life will get better. And it's like, honey, wherever you go, there you are, and the same principles exist, So all of it's for learning, and it's okay. And the most important thing is that you're safe. You're safe, and your mom knows that you're safe.
My mom knows I'm safe.
Yeah. So anyways, hi Michelle, hi honey, I love you. All right, I gotta go because it is getting dark, and I want to be home before it gets dark.
Yeah, definitely get home.
So let's do one last look at this awesome Airbnb. There's another house down there. The grass is greener where you water it. Yeah, exactly. There's a Jim. Nice. There's a Stella. And if you have the idea that it's better over there, and that you'll do something differently over there, like, when I'm there, I'll start meditating. When I'm there, I'll just be present and enjoy the moment. When I'm there, I'll really commit to my recovery work. When I'm there, I'll really start practicing my guitar. When I'm over there, then I'll start doing that. If you're waiting for that location to change, then don't wait for the location to change. Just start practicing now, wherever you are, what it is that you think that you'll start doing over there. Practice now. Practice now. So, all right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you, Jeff, for doing the video. It was actually, I appreciate it. It was your idea. You were willing to talk about this. You know, it's not
Well,
the.
you know, I thought it was a very important video to make because, you know, just, you know, be mindful.
Yeah.
Be very mindful.
Yeah. Wherever you go, there you are.
Wherever you go, there you are. And don't walk around at night. And soon enough.
Yeah. Don't walk around at night soon enough. I don't, which is why I gotta go. All right. Bye, guys. Love you. Thanks for tuning in.